Breaking news! Things are getting wild behind closed doors at Dolphins HQ. And trust me, this isn't just your usual off-season rumor mill. There's a major shift brewing in Miami, and what I'm about to reveal could mean the difference between a Super Bowl run and a complete organizational meltdown. We're talking power moves, silent signals, and one of the biggest names on the roster potentially getting shipped out before training camp even begins. Mike McDaniel is doing his part, grinding to craft a championship-caliber squad. But the front office? Well, let's just say Chris Greer, who should have been fired a long time ago, might be pulling the plug on a key piece of the puzzle. But before we dive into the full story, make sure you've smashed that like button if you've been riding with the Dolphins through thick and thin. If your heart still races thinking about Marino's prime or Ricky's wild days, comment below. Go Dolphins! My heart bleeds aqua and orange. Now let me tell you exactly what I've uncovered, and why this might be the tipping point for everything Miami's been building. Let's get right to it. Jaylen Ramsay. The Dolphins are actively in trade conversations involving one of the most high-profile corners in the league. According to ESPN insider Adam Schefter, it's not a matter of if Ramsay gets traded, it's when. The trade is expected to go down before the start of training camp, but the exact timing is still up in the air. This isn't just speculation. There are real discussions happening, and it sounds like Ramsay himself is eyeing a return to the West Coast, with the Los Angeles Rams or Chargers in his sights. There's even been talk about the Steelers being in the mix, and fans noticed a curious Instagram like from Ramsay on a post about new vets in Pittsburgh. That's not just a coincidence. Ramsay knows what he's doing. This isn't just a personnel move, it's a major financial play too. Trading Ramsay after June 1st would instantly give Miami a cap space bump from $13.7 million to around $23 million. That's nearly $10 million freed up, which could be crucial for making late off-season moves, securing another veteran presence, or prepping for any emergency signings once training camp hits. Every dollar counts when you're chasing a Super Bowl window. But here's where things get even spicier. The Dolphins are staring down some massive decisions that could reshape the franchise. Want to know how this whole roster could reset almost overnight? 2 moves. Just 2. If Miami cuts Tyreek Hill post-June 1st and trades Tua Tagovailoa post-June 1st, they unlock a staggering $80 million in cap space for 2026. That's not a typo. $80 million. That kind of money is enough to reboot the roster with elite talent. But it also raises a haunting possibility. If the Dolphins flame out this season, if they miss the playoffs or fall short again, we might see a full-blown teardown. McDaniel gone. Greer somehow still there. And a whole new era on the horizon. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. Nobody's hitting the panic button just yet. But this team is on the edge. It's either breakthrough or breakdown, and it starts with what happens to Ramsay in the next couple of weeks. Everyone in the building is tight-lipped, and we're in that quiet period right before training camp when front offices take a little vacation. But after July 7th, expect the fireworks. Once Ramsay is gone, the dominoes start falling, money is freed, opportunities open up, and we'll see the true intentions of this front office. Because here's the thing, trading Jaylen Ramsay isn't just about saving money. It sends a message. It signals that the Dolphins are either shifting into full win-now mode with flexibility to add critical pieces, or they're already bracing for a rebuild if this upcoming season doesn't go according to plan. And let's not sugarcoat it, Ramsay didn't come cheap. The Dolphins paid in both draft capital and cap space to bring him in, hoping he'd help put them over the top in the AFC arms race. Injuries slowed him down last season, but when he played, he still flashed elite ability. So if they're willing to part ways with him now, it raises real questions about where this team thinks it's headed. The Dolphins defense, already under pressure with the departure of Vic Fangio and new leadership under Anthony Weaver, will feel Ramsay's absence. And no matter how confident the front office claims to be in young corners like Kader Kohou or Cam Smith, there's no replacing the swagger, leadership, and experience Ramsay brings. If he ends up with the Rams or Chargers, it's easier to stomach, out of the conference, no revenge games. But if he lands with Pittsburgh or another AFC contender, Dolphins fans will have to stomach the real possibility of watching Ramsay pick off Tua in a playoff scenario. Think about that for a second. And yet, from a financial standpoint, the move makes cold, hard sense. Miami's been operating right up against the salary cap ceiling for years now, patching holes and chasing impact players. The Ramsay trade gives them flexibility they desperately need. Combine that with looming decisions on other stars like Tyreek Hill and Tua, both of whom carry massive cap hits into 2026, and it's clear this offseason could be just the beginning of something much bigger. Let's not forget the whispers around Tua's future either. If the Dolphins fall short again, trading Tua pre-June 1st gives them $63 million in cap relief. Post-June 1st, that number explodes to $80 million. It's not just Ramsay on the bubble. This front office, led by the still-not-fired Chris Grier, is laying down a potential escape plan. One bad season and boom, they blow it all up and start from scratch with a fresh war chest. Now, let's get real. Dolphins fans have seen this movie before. Glimpses of greatness, followed by heartbreak. We all want this team to finally push past the divisional round, to silence the doubters, to remind the league that South Florida football means business. But moves like this remind us that behind every highlight reel and press conference, there are cold calculations being made. And sometimes, even your biggest stars aren't safe. So what happens now? We wait. The next couple of weeks are expected to be quiet as NFL personnel take their annual break. But come early July, expect the chatter to heat up fast. Ramsay's destination will likely be finalized, and depending on the return Miami gets, whether it's future draft picks or a veteran player, we'll have a better sense of whether this is a tweak to strengthen a contender or the first domino of a much larger teardown. Because let's be honest, if this is the beginning of a larger shakeup, then this organization is standing at a crossroads. The team has enough talent on paper to make a deep postseason run, but there are still major cracks under the surface that can't be ignored. Chris Grier, despite all the draft misses and questionable trades, is somehow still in the driver's seat. And if Ramsay goes, he better make sure the return is worth it, because Dolphins fans aren't in the mood to be swindled again. Look, Ramsay came here with the expectation that he'd be a difference maker, a key piece to help Miami finally leap over the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC hierarchy. And despite the injury that sidelined him early last season, when he got back on the field, he showed exactly why he's still one of the most feared corners in the game. His instincts, his ball skills, his ability to erase an entire side of the field, those are rare traits. So if you're moving on from that kind of player, especially when he still has years left at a high level, you better have a damn good plan in place. And that's where this whole thing gets frustrating. Is there a plan? Or are we watching Grier scramble to fix his past mistakes with short-term patches? Dolphins fans have been patient, more patient than we should be, and it's time the front office starts making moves that show a clear direction. If you're trading Ramsay, are you immediately targeting someone to fill that gap? Or are you banking on improving youth to carry the load in a division where you face Josh Allen twice and potentially Aaron Rodgers? That's not a smart gamble. And think about the message it sends to the locker room. Tyreek Hill, Terron Armstead, Bradley Chubb, and other veterans didn't come here to be part of a rebuild. They came to win now. Tua has been battling doubters for years, trying to prove he's a franchise guy, and now he's got to navigate a season without one of his defense's biggest stars, all while his own contract future hangs in the balance. That's a ton of pressure, and it only ramps up if this front office doesn't start delivering clarity and consistency. There's another layer to all this: fan morale. The Ramsay hype was real when he first arrived. It felt like Miami was serious about building a championship roster. Trading him so soon, especially without a clear upgrade or solution, could be seen as a step backward. And trust me, this fan base can smell dysfunction from a mile away. We've seen it too many times. From Cam Cameron to Joe Philbin to Adam Gase, every time we think we've turned the corner, we get hit with another reset. The difference now? Expectations are sky high. This isn't just another rebuild year. This team was built to win. Right now. So what's next? Will the Dolphins use the cap space to land another impact defender? Are they holding back resources for a midseason trade if injuries strike or performance dips? Or is this just about surviving 2025 and resetting the books for 2026 when they could have $80 million to spend? Whatever the plan is, it needs to be communicated and executed with precision. No more half measures. No more excuses. If Grier and company are serious about winning, this Ramsay deal needs to be the first step in a calculated, aggressive path toward contention. Otherwise, we'll be looking at another wasted season, another fired coach, and another generation of fans wondering what could have been. And that's where I want to wrap it up. I know emotions are high right now, and rightfully so. This is a pivotal moment for the Dolphins. So hit that like button if you made it this far, subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates, and drop a comment with your take. Is this the right move? Or are the Dolphins playing with fire? Check out the videos on your screen now for more deep dives into the roster and off-season breakdowns. I'll see you next time, and as always, stay loyal, stay passionate, and fins up.